Welcome to the testing world. Now in this session we are going to understand most important keyword, which is scenario outline. So first of all, we will understand what is the use of this scenario outline keyword, and then we will see how we can write this in feature file. So sometimes we need to run our test case with the multiple data. When we want to execute our test case with the multiple data, then on the place of scenario, we have to go for the keyword scenario outline. So this approach is called data-driven approach. We are going to execute same test case with multiple data, multiple inputs, and these inputs will pass from the feature file. So when you want to implement data-driven scenario with the multiple inputs, in that case, on place of scenario keyword, we have to use scenario outline keyword. I'm moving to my feature file. So here I want to convert this test case. So this test case is login by customer. Here I'm going to test login by customer. I have multiple customers. I want to execute this test case with the multiple customer data. So here steps are: when user enter username, what username you want to enter. So whenever you want to implement test case with the multiple data, on place of scenario keyword, we are going to use scenario outline keyword. So I mentioned scenario outline over here. I'm going to write this test case for the multiple data. So first of all, keyword we are going to use scenario outline, and then name of the scenario. Given I have placed in the background means that is a common given. I'm starting with the when. When user enter username, what username you want to use, so we have to write in this bracket. I want to pass username here, and user enter password. What password you want to pass, so that is password, and user click on sign in button. Then user should be logged in successfully. The test case I have defined with the scenario outline keyword. Here we are going to pass data. So whenever you are using scenario outline, we have to define the data as well. To define data, we have to use one more keyword, which is example. So example colon. First of all, we have to give header name. So we have to create a table over here. Table is started with the pipe. Header name is this. So first column is username, because I want to pass first data is username. Then again pipe. Second data I want to pass is password. So I copy this password. Now that is the header row. Here I want to pass first data. So my first data is, first username is testing and password is abc@123. Second username I want to use testing1, and password I want to use abc@1234. A second row ended. In the same way, we can define any number of rows. So third data I'm defining testing2, and then abc@12345. So here you can see we are using multiple keywords. One is scenario outline. With the help of scenario outline, we can implement data-driven scenarios, means data-driven test cases. Whatever the data you want to pass, you have to write in this way. These are the header name as well. So copy this, go to the example. Example means where we are defining the data. Header name should be same as we have defined over here. First row is always the header row. From second row onwards, we can define any number of data which we want to pass. So now we have defined 3 data. Automatically this test case will be called 3 times with 3 different data. So that is scenario outline. While working with scenario outline, it is mandatory to define example, because if you are not defining the data, this test case will not execute. Keep remember first row always a header, and to define a table we are going to use this pipe symbol. So here we have seen scenario outline and how to implement the scenario outline. So I have shown you we are define the variables in this way, and then with the example we are going for the data. We are creating the data table. Example keyword is always used with the scenario outline, so it's always followed by the scenario outline. Table must have a header row corresponding to the variable in the scenario. So whatever the variables we have used in the scenario, here you can use it, username and password. Same name we have to given here in the header. We have seen how we can define the data table. So data table will be started by the header and started with the pipe, then between the column pipe, and at the end pipe symbol. So these are the pipe symbols by which we are defining the data table. This data table is going to be used with example, and example is going to be used with the scenario outline. That's all we have for this session. Thanks for watching this video.